All right. Well, welcome to the new agent welcome call. Those of you tuning in, I assume that you are A, either new yourself, or B, you are leading new people. And I'm really excited that you're here. I want to make this super simple for you. First, let me introduce myself. I am Jim Larson. I own the Larson Life Group. I'm a senior vice president with Symmetry Financial. Direct to the company by way of Jamie Susie and Corey Nienaber, Sarah and Jared Reinecke, Jacob Pogue in the Marshall Wayland hierarchy. I run this agency with an amazing group of leaders. I want you to know them and see them because when they speak life into you, when they coach you, when they direct you, I want you knowing who they are because they know what they're talking about. So Kelly Bush owns the Bush Life Agency. She's a regional agency director. 130, which is her contract rate top of the company. She is both a top producer and elite producer. Directors Jill Johnson and Joe Anderson, married couple out of Colorado. They are agency directors and top producers. Our agency owners, Christina Watts, Emily Bartz, Anna Safavi, and Amber Pearson, who is also a top producer. Again, I introduce you to the leadership of this agency just so you know who they are. In this call, I am going to go through exactly what to do, exactly what to expect, and exactly what help is available. I could not be breaking this down more simply. First of all, out of the gate, I want to recognize that I know you are drinking from a fire hose. Whether you are in pre-licensing and you are going through a really boring course, or you're here from another IMO, or you are here and this is new, you're just new to the life insurance world. There's a lot to take in. Even if you've got 30 years of experience, but you're new to Symmetry, there's a lot to take in. We've got different companies. Every company has their own platform. We've got CRMs and we've got scripts and we've got so many different things. I recognize that there's a lot and I want to simplify it. I want to make it simple. I want you guys to know exactly what you should be doing. We do one thing here. We protect families' financial futures from their worst possible scenario. That is it. That is what we are passionate about. That is what we are excited about. Every single tool that we're going to give you serves that one single purpose. We don't give you new tools to confuse you. We don't give you new tools so to exacerbate and overwhelm and frustrate. We give you new tools as one more thing in your arsenal to serve one single purpose of protecting families' financial futures. If you're confused about anything, just ask how the thing you're struggling with serves this purpose. That's it. Everything that we're going to offer you serves one single purpose. All right. Diving in, exactly what to do. Number one, screenshot this if you haven't done this. If you haven't done this, do not pass go, do not collect $200. This is exactly what you need to do. You need to pass the exam, get your license, apply to Symmetry, and get contracted. Nothing happens without those 4 items. So if you've not done those items, you need to go do those items. The rest of this call is assuming you've already done this. So if you haven't, just know these are your next steps. And then the rest of this call is what will be coming once you've done these items. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you have not done these, you got to do these. Now, as a new agent, you've got one job. Set appointments. I'm going to have a quiz at the end of this. There's going to be one question. The one question is going to be this. As a new agent, you have one job. What is that one job? And the answer, I'm giving you way ahead of time, is just set appointments. That's it. I don't want you worried about anything else. There's nothing else to worry about as a new agent. Nothing. Don't get lost reading product manuals and agent guides. Don't get lost in training calls. You have one job, set appointments. For the purpose of setting appointments, I don't care where they come from. I don't care if you set appointments with leads. I don't care if you set appointments with neighbors. I don't care if you met a guy at the gas station, set appointment, or you call your great Aunt Millie. I don't care where these appointments come from. As a new agent, you got one job. Tell me in the comments, what is your one job as a new agent? Waiting for it in the comments. Someone's going to get there. Someone's going to get there. There it is. Set appointments. As a new agent, you got one job. Set appointments. Don't make it harder than that. It's not harder than that. Now, if you're going to set appointments, You need a handful of items. You need their date of birth, specifically their date of birth, not just their age. Some of our quoting software is going to price them on age nearest. And if you don't know their date of birth, maybe you know their age, but they got a birthday coming up. So you need their date of birth. You need any medical info that's going to be relevant for the underwriting process. Anything major that they've dealt with in their health history, like a heart attack or cancer diagnosis. Anything minor and chronic that they're continuing to deal with, like blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol. You need to know this stuff. You need to know their smoking status, and you need their height and weight. These items are relevant because it's going to determine which products, which policies they're eligible for, and what they're going to likely be paying as you run quotes. So again, you have one job, and that's just to set appointments. And two, in order to do that, you need this info. I don't care, again, if this is a lead or your neighbor. I had neighbors come to me 2 weeks ago. Hey, Jim, we need life insurance. Awesome. Happy to help. I need your date of birth, your medical info, whether you guys smoke, and your height and weight. Doesn't matter that it's a neighbor. Doesn't matter that it's a friend of mine. Doesn't matter if it's a lead and you don't know them. No matter who it is, you very simply need this information, and then you can set that appointment, agreed upon time, and go run quotes for them. Make that your only job, to set appointments. Once you set that appointment, you go to your mentor. Hey, Jim. Hey, Joe. I've got 3 appointments tomorrow. You ready? First one, 54-year-old guy. He's diabetic, not on insulin, non-smoker. He's 5'9", 185. Where do I go? All right, in this case, you're going to go with this company and this policy. Here's why. You're going to pull up the agent guide. You're going to become an expert in it. You're going to go run that appointment. That's how you're going to learn the product portfolio. You're not going to learn it by just reading everything. You're going to learn it by setting appointments so that each policy you learn about is relevant to a very specific appointment that you're going to be running. All right, exactly what to do. Decide ahead of time when you're working each week. Just because you got your license, the state did not issue you 15 to 20 to 30 more hours now that you didn't have previously. So if you're going to work this, if you're going to invest time in this, it's necessarily going to have to come at the cost of something you would otherwise be doing. What is that thing? What are you giving up in order to put time here? For me, and with my wife, this was every Sunday. Every Sunday, we would sit down and we would map out the week. Babe, this is exactly when I'm dialing. This is when I'm running appointments. This is when I'm on training calls. I would map that out. When am I dialing? When am I running appointments? When am I on training calls? She knew that, and that way we could iron out, hey, Jim, I need help with the kids over here. Or, hey, babe, I need to be running appointments here. So there were never surprises in our house about when I was going to be working and what I'd be available for. I watch more people fail to even get off the ground because they don't do this piece than anything else. I can't even count the number of people that come in here with big goals, that come in here with big dreams, that come in here excited about big things, and they can't get out of their own way with their schedule. And they very simply just never get to work. It's not even like they tried and failed. They never got started. And I watch so many people get stuck here, never move forward. All right, exactly what to do. You're going to tune into 2 team calls per week. Minimum that you are going to be camera on, engaged in the comments. We've got calls every day. We probably have a couple calls every day. Nobody can tune into all of them. I don't expect you to tune into all of them. I don't even go to all of them. But I want you to pick 2 that you can prioritize as your only priority at the time, not multitasking, where you're going to be camera on, engaged in the comments. Hey, great job. Hey, I see you. Hey, tell me how that went. You can find all the calls that I promote at larsonlifegroup.com/call schedule. You'll see the schedule, you'll see a description, and you'll see the Zoom link. So you need one place, all the calls. Pick 2. I don't care if they're the same 2 every week. I don't care if they're a different 2 every week. It doesn't matter. You need to be showing up for at least 2 every single week. This for me, I would tell my mentor every week, hey, I am going to be on this call and this call. Camera on, engaged in the comments. I'm going to talk about the importance of that camera on piece in a second. Log into the virtual workroom when you're working. You can find the link, larsonlifegroup.com/call schedule. It's right there. I can look up. I've got it up on my wall. We've got 32 agents are working in there right now. Why is that important? Well, number one, it's a really good training environment. We've got live dialers in there that are dialing, real agents dialing real leads. That part's important. We've got a lot of agents engaging in the chat in there, but more than anything, and in the absence of working together in cubicles in an office, this is where we create that camaraderie. This is where we feel like we are part of a team, where when I'm getting beat up on the phone, I can look up and see Rachel's still going, Warren's still going, Meg's still going. I've got this. That camaraderie and community and culture is the reason we're winning. We are not winning as an agency because of our systems. We're not winning because of our leads. We are winning because of our culture. Our culture is the community of who we have in each other's corners cheering each other on. If you are going to try to do this without the community, you're going to miss the very single most important ingredient that makes us successful as a collective. I have never seen a Lone Ranger win here. I have never seen someone work from home by themselves and win. The people winning are on the calls and they're in the workroom. They're also engaged in the GroupMe conversation. Every single one of you should be part of a conversation in GroupMe. Engage in that. Ask questions. Answer questions. Be part of the community. We want to know you. We want to know your name. We want to see your face. We want to feel like you are part of us. That, again, that culture is so important. All right, exactly what to do. Establish your ratios ASAP. This means track your activity. These are your ratios. Let me walk you through them. Your dials, you're going to make proactive outgoing dials. Okay? Dials to answers. Answers to appointments set to appointments run to applications submitted to policies issued. Every one of these is a ratio. Not everybody you dial is going to answer. Not everybody who answers, you're going to set the appointment. Not every appointment you set is going to show up. Not every appointment you run, are you going to close and submit an app. Not every app you submit is going to get issued. You need to know your ratios. And that helps your mentor. Because when you come to your mentor, and I know, again, you're drinking from a fire hose. I know there's a lot going on. You're going to come here and you're not going to feel like you're getting it. And it's hard and it's overwhelming. And you're going to come to your mentor and you're going to be like, man, I'm not getting this. And be like, all right, Noah, what aren't you getting? He's going like, I don't know, man. It's all hard, all of it. Like what specifically? I don't know. And I'm like, all right, what are your numbers? And what I mean is I want to see this because what we might find is man, you're really good at setting appointments. Like your ratio of answers to appointments is on point. You set 20 appointments this week. Now, only 2 of them showed up. So we've got to work on that lockdown language to get a higher percentage to show up. But that becomes easy, and I can see exactly where you need help if you show me your numbers. Now I want to talk exactly what to expect. Talk what to do. So you're going to decide when you're working. You're going to show up on team calls. You're going to get into active in GroupMe. You're going to work in the workroom, and you're going to establish your ratios. That is exactly what to do. If you're not doing those things, you're not doing the right things. Now, I want to talk about what to expect. The Symmetry system is like a machine. It's built. It's proven. It works. There are 2 other elements to the process, though, and one is the input. That's what you put into the machine. That's your effort. That's your activity. That's your skill set. That's your level of insecurities. That's the input. That's what you bring to the table. The machine works. The machine's built. The machine's there. It works. Now there's the input piece, and then there's the output piece. So based on the input, money comes out the other end. It's awesome the way this works. You put in effort, the machine kicks out money. That's how it works. Now here's what new agents often do is they look at me and they're like, they focus on the output. I want to make 10 grand. Tell me exactly what I have to do to make 10 grand. Like I want to make 15 grand this month. Tell me exactly what I have to do. I can't do that. Why? Because I don't know your ratios. I don't know what you're bringing to the table in an input. I don't know what insecurities you have. I don't know what hangups you have. I don't know what bad habits you have. I don't know what discipline you have. I don't know what posture you have. I have no idea. And I'm not going to be able to know that until you give me your ratios. Now, once we have your ratios established, We can talk about output all day long and how much money you want to make. You want to make 15 grand? Good. Based on your issue rate, you need to submit this many applications. And then to submit this many applications based on your close rate, you need to run this many appointments. To run this many, you need to set this many. To set this many, you need to talk to this many people. To talk to this many people, you need to make this many calls. That's going to be based on your ratios. Until you know your ratios, I have no idea what to tell you your input needs to be. So I want you to focus on input. As a new agent, I want you focused on activity. How many dials are you going to make this week? It should be 300 minimum. How many training calls are you going to tune into? It should be 2 minimum. What input are you going to put into the machine? And that way, together, we can get curious about what it spits out the other end. And then we can refine and work on your skill set. But up front, I need you focused on your activity level and that input, because you control that. Exactly what to expect. Let's talk about the learning curve. You are going to be worse at this than you think. This is going to be harder than you expect, and this will take longer than you want it to. I want to be very clear about all these. You will be worse at this than you think you are, no matter how much experience you're coming with. This is going to be harder than you expect, and this is going to take longer than you want it to. That is all going to be very true. If you can accept that, you're going to make more money than you've ever made before. If you can accept the truth of those statements and just own it, you're going to make more money than you've ever made. I want to give you some proof. This was just my email. I've got an account that all my deposits go into. This is just from February 6th this month to February 12th. And that was just where my screen cut off. There were a couple more, but I added up just these deposits that came in from insurance companies over these days, and that was $8,300 in a week. It's a pretty typical week for me. Put a 1 in the comments if you want to make $8,300 in a week. 10 years ago, I was a broke nurse, made 65 grand a year. I can't fathom the money that I'm making right now. But can I promise you something? I was worse at this than I thought I would be. This was harder than I expected it to be, and it took longer than I wanted. Would I trade that? No. It was worth it. If you can accept the truth of those statements, it's going to be worth it for you. I need to make you that promise. It's going to be worth it. I need you to expect that most people quit. Most people quit. That's just the reality of this. See, most people never decide they're going to win. They sign up to try, and then they put every single element of the system on trial. They spend $150 on leads one time, and they refuse to do anything else until they make some money on those. And if they don't, well, then it didn't work. I'm going to be very honest with you. The system works. It's proven. There is one new variable here. The new variable is you. You are the new variable. You are what's on trial. The system's not on trial. The people who quit put the system on trial as if they are the standard. A new person who does not have a refined skill set, has never been an entrepreneur, and does not know the grit and the grind that this requires, is not the standard who should be judging the system. The system's proven. You're the new variable. You're the one on trial. And most people never decide they're going to win. They just sign up to try, put everything on trial. And that doesn't work that way. The people who win here simply decide they're going to win. And then they spend their time figuring out how instead of if. There is a big distinction in asking if you're going to win, trying to figure out whether or not you're going to win, and simply deciding you are and then figuring out how. Big distinction between those two. The people who win here simply decide to win, and then they spend their time figuring out how, being very curious about how they're going to win instead of worrying about if they're going to win. Does that make sense? All right. Talking again about that learning curve, there are two elements to it. 1,000 dials and running 20 appointments. 1,000 dials is going to get you comfortable on the phone. Running 20 appointments is going to get you comfortable with the sales process. Until you have done both of those elements, you are in the learning curve. While you are in the learning curve, you will likely not be having fun. You will likely not be making money. You will likely want to quit. In fact, I told you most people do quit, but everyone who quits before they've done these two things. The people who get through the learning curve, guess what happens on the other end of it? They are making money. They are having fun. They love this, and then they don't what? They don't quit. So if you're going to promise yourself anything, just promise yourself you're not going to quit until you've done these two things. Just make yourself one promise. You don't need to marry this. You don't need to promise forever. Just promise yourself to give it a fair shake. You're not going to quit before you make at least 1,000 dials and run 20 appointments, not set 20 appointments. You got to learn the lockdown language. You got to learn to prepare for those appointments. You got to sit with people. Just promise yourself you're not going to quit before you make 1,000 dials and run 20 appointments. I have people been here 9 months, haven't done this. They still show up on calls. I don't know. Maybe it's like a social thing for them. I don't know. They're not making money. I got people that pound this out 1,000 dials in a weekend and run 20 appointments their first month. They're out of the learning curve. They're rocking and rolling. How long you're in the learning curve is up to you. If it were me, I would get through that learning curve as fast as I could, because making money and having fun happens on the other side of the learning curve. In the learning curve, you're probably not making money. You might stumble on money. You might get lucky, but it's not going to be systematic. It's not going to be because you have a refined skill set. So get through the learning curve as fast as you can so you can be in a position where you are having fun and predictably and systematically making the money you want to make. Super important. Promise yourself you're not going to quit before then. What to expect. The hardest part of any business in any industry is lead generation. The people who win in business are not the people who are the best at the job. The people who win in business, in any business, are the people who are best at getting in front of those who have the problem they solve. You could be a roofer. Maybe you put on the best roof in 3 counties, but if you don't know how to get in front of people who need a roof, it doesn't matter that you're good at the job. You might be a phenomenal real estate agent. Man, you can make that listing look like gold and you can fill out that paperwork better than anyone in the state. But if you don't know how to get in front of people that are looking to buy or sell a house, it doesn't matter that you're good at doing it. Same's true with being a life insurance agent. You might be a great life insurance agent. Man, the state gave you their license. You love people. You came here to try to help people. But I'm going to be really clear with you. If you don't know how to get in front of people who need life insurance, it doesn't matter how good you are at it. It doesn't matter how badly you want to help them. The skill in any business and the people winning in any industry aren't necessarily the ones who are best at the job. It's the ones who are best at getting in front of people who have the problem they solve. I want to be clear on that. So I want you thinking creatively. Where is my business coming from? If it's my responsibility to figure out how to get in front of people who need what I have, where is that coming from? There are 4 places that can come from. That can come from your warm market, which is going to be your friends and family. That can come from your sphere of influence. This is referrals, reputation, acquaintances, associates. It can come from paid advertising. Maybe your own paid advertising, or maybe the end result of paid advertising, which is leads, which we have for sale here. Or it can come from old-fashioned hustle. Straight up get on the white pages and door knock. Cold calling and door knocking. Pros and cons to everyone. Not everybody has a large warm network, not warm market. Not everybody wants to leverage that. Up to you. But the trust factor and the rapport is built in. That makes it easy. It's limited. It's small. No matter how big it is, it's going to run out. But it's there, and there's high levels of trust and rapport. Influence, reputation. Not everybody has a big influence. Not everybody has a large referral network. Not paid advertising. Not everybody has money that they want to invest. It's going to lead you to old-fashioned hustle. I just want you thinking, Okay, where's my business coming from? I was interviewing one guy and he tells me this straight up in the interview. He goes, Jim, I just need to be real clear about who you're getting here. He's like, I'm not the kind of guy that talks to my family and friends or spends money on leads. I'm not that guy. I said, all right, cool. Where's your business going to come from then? He was like, oh, no one ever asked me that before. I'm like, funny, that should be the first question. Where do you think it's going to come from? You don't want to buy leads. You don't want to spend money on advertising, and you don't want to talk to friends and family. Hope you're a good door knocker. Hope you're a great cold caller. Like, where do you think it's going to come from? You think I'm going to go knock on doors, set appointments for you, and just give them to you? Like, where do you think your business is coming from? And this is where I want you thinking creatively. We're going to talk a lot about leads. You're going to hear so many of your mentors, coaches, and leaders in this company talking about leads. Why? Because it's a common language we all speak. Everyone has access to leads, and they're infinitely scalable. Not everybody has warm market, so we're not going to talk about that as openly because not everybody has or wants to use it. Not everybody has a big influence, and old-fashioned hustle, that exhausts people. So in the absence of those things, you're going to hear lots and lots and lots of training on converting leads to business. There's a reason for that. It's scalable. It's a skill set. It's not something you have or don't have. It's something you can learn. I want you to expect that you can promote to 95% in 3 months. Every single one of you came here at 80%. You can get a 15% raise in 3 months. I want you to expect that. I want you to plan on that. I want you to expect and understand that your first promotion, your very first promotion from 80 to 85, you go up in increments of 5, is going to be 2,500 in issued business 2 months in a row, or 5,000 in one single month with weekly submitted business. That means you put in an application every single week that month, at least one. That's your first promotion. If I'm new and I'm in your shoes, I'm thinking I can get to 95% in 3 months, and my first promotion is going to be 5K in my first month. That's what I'm thinking. I'm laying this out for you. These are exactly your next steps. SNA is seasoned new agent. This is 6 apps submitted in your first 6 weeks. These are the people that are getting off the ground and running. The people who hit SNA are 93% more likely to be here a year from now. Why? Well, they got that biggest thing out of the way, which is the calendar issue and when are they working. They've also got into action. I want you to expect that you can own your own agency in 7 months. You want to be a builder and you love passive income? You can own your own agency in 7 months. Your first step to leadership on that pathway is team leader. Team leader is you plus 2 and 10K in business. Any one of you can be writing 10K in business yourself. You need 2 other agents. If you're thinking to yourself, I want to run an agency, I'm an entrepreneur, I don't want to be a producer forever, I want to run an agency, then I want you thinking, well, who are the 2 people that are coming into business with you? I want you thinking about that. You're going to run an agency, who are you hiring? Who do you want to work with? Who's coming with you? Introduce your mentor to those 2 people. Let's go. Amber Pearson, I introduced you to her up front as one of our agency owners and top producers. She joined June 18th, 2023. She was 26 years old. In her first 6 months, she submitted 91 applications for $114,000 in premium. She hit agency owner in 9 months. She did not come here with insurance experience. She did not come here with sales experience. She was a professional equestrian and worked in her parents' construction company. She decided. She came in, she hustled. Kelly Bush joined January of 2022 as a military wife and registered nurse. In her first year, she submitted 242 applications for $264,000 in premium, hit agency owner in 7 months and the top contract level in 2 years. I did not cherry pick 2 examples from across Symmetry Financial Group. These are 2 people in the Larson Life Group. These are 2 people on our team right here that were on new agent calls just like you right now. They just decided to go in. I want you to text your mentor literally right now if one of two things are true or if both. If you want to hit 95% in 3 months as you can, or you want agency owner in 7 months, I want you to pick up your phone and I want you to right now text your mentor and say, hey, I heard I could hit 95% in 3 months. Can we set up a plan to do that? Hey, I heard I could own my own agency in 7 months. Can we set up a plan to do that? I want you to get used to taking ownership of the mentorship relationship. Don't sit and wait for your mentor to reach out to you. Don't wait for your mentor to knock on your door. Don't wait for your mentor to ask and call and see how it's going. Take ownership of that relationship. There is a resource for you and for your business. They're just a resource, like an encyclopedia on the shelf. If it's useful, pick it up, open it, read it. But get used to taking ownership of that relationship. Text them, tell them what you want, tell them your goals, tell them your pace, tell them what you're bringing to the table. Get used to that. I want you to expect to spend $250 per week on leads for your first 6 weeks in order to establish your ratios. And if you're going to buy leads, what do you need to do with them? You need to actually call them. We have lots of agents buying leads and then getting scared of the phone and not actually dialing those leads. That doesn't protect families and that doesn't pay you. I want you to establish your ratios. Dials to answers, answers to appointments set to appointments run to apps submitted to policies issued. I want you to learn these ratios as fast as you can. I want you to understand and expect that winning in anything in life, not just here, winning requires surrounding yourself with others who are winning at what you want to win at. You want to get good at golf? Surround yourself with people who are good at golf. Follow Instagram accounts of people who are good at golf. Take courses about getting good at golf. You want to get fit? Surround yourself with people who are in the gym, who are fit, who think about being fit, who talk about being fit. You want to get good at life insurance sales? Don't make it any harder than that. Surround yourself with people who are good at life insurance sales. This is exactly why I tell you to be on these calls, camera on, engaged in the comments, so that you can get to know people and they can get to know you. Our culture is our secret sauce. This is why I tell you to be in the workroom when you're working. That virtual workroom, it's just a Zoom room, just like this. This is why I tell you to be active in GroupMe. If you're doing this by yourself, imagine deciding, I want to get good at golf. So I'm going to sit at home by myself, and I'm going to swing this club. And I ain't going to talk to other golfers. I ain't going to see how anyone else is doing. I'm going to sit in my room by myself and swing this club. How you think you're going to get better at golf? You're not. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to feel like you have no idea if you're even doing it right, and you're going to quit. That's not just true here. That's why it's vitally important to plug into the community. I can't stress that enough, guys. You are going to win or you are going to lose based on how plugged in you are. If you show up to 2 calls every week, if you're in the workroom when you're working, if you're active in GroupMe, you're going to win. The work is going to happen because you're going to be surrounded by people who are excited about what they're doing, and you're going to get excited about what you're doing. You're going to want to go dial. Imagine that. It's not just about dialing. It's about wanting to dial. It's about wanting to set that appointment. It's about wanting to get better. When you surround yourself with people that are good at it, you can't help but rub off on, or that can't help but rub off on you. Be a participant in our culture, not just a consumer of our culture. Be a participant. If you are just showing up on Zoom, camera off, multitasking, we're never going to get to know you, and you're just consuming our culture. If you're not participating, you're consuming. I'm going to bring the best of me to everything I do. You can count on that. If I'm on a call, I'm going to bring the best of me to that. Every time. I want you to do the same. That's who we are as a culture. You're going to see we are a culture of cameras on, engaged in comments. I want you to expect to reach out to your mentor at least once a week to update them on what you're learning. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm learning. Here's my plan for this week. What would you add to that? Again, take ownership of that mentorship relationship. I want to read you guys this text message. It's especially unique tonight. So those of you listening to the recording, it won't apply as much. I was a guest on Craig McManaman's team call going back in the fall. Is probably like September. I was a guest on his call. He's another 130. And he texted me this. It's on the left-hand side. I screenshotted it. He texted me this. It says, hey, remember when you were on my call? And on the call, you asked if people were thinking of quitting. And one guy in the comments said, yeah, me, right now. That same agent has written almost 20,000 in premium this week. He has said multiple times that the call with you turned his mindset around. This is the conversation I had with him tonight. And then he sends me that screenshot. I took that screenshot. I blew it up for you. This is on the right-hand side here now. So Craig, the agent's name is Brett. Craig is talking to Brett now, this agent that wanted to quit. And Craig says to him, hey, how are you doing? Tell me how you feel. Brett writes back, oh man, I don't know if I fully understand what's happening yet, but I'm pretty sure coming here was the best decision I've ever made. I probably won't ever stop thanking you and Sierra for bringing me here. And then Craig says, dude, I'm so proud of you. All of this business is approved, like you're getting paid? What types of leads are these? Brett writes back, I'm waiting for Americo to verify my non-resident license, and then, yeah, I should be getting a nice chunk of change this week. He goes on to talk about the leads he was working, and then I love this line at the very end. He says, thanks, man. Everything you keep saying is coming true. I share this because I want to make you a promise. You're going to come to a fork in the road where you're either going to quit or trust your mentor. That fork in the road might come tomorrow. That fork in the road might have already come for you. That fork in the road might come 3 times a day. That fork in the road might come in 6 months. That fork in the road is coming, and you're either going to quit or you're going to make the choice to trust your mentor. In this case, Brett chose to trust his mentor. He chose to trust Craig. And he says, man, thank you. Everything you keep saying is coming true. Now, why did I say this is uniquely cool for tonight? Well, I was in Mexico last week with Craig, and I was like, hey, Craig, that guy, I didn't remember his name. That guy, remember the one that was going to quit? Like, I've been using him as an example in my new agent call for months now. How is he doing? Like, did he actually, like, has he quit since then? And Craig goes, dude, he has not missed a promotion since that call. He's at 100% contract level. He's a team leader. He did his first month of Key Lead. I'm like, that is the coolest thing. Can you connect me with him? So he connected me with a text. And this guy, Brett, who just back in the fall was thinking of quitting, is our guest on the Larson call in about 15 minutes from now, tonight. He's our guest on the call. He almost quit. He didn't. I can't wait to hear his story. I have never talked to Brett in my life. Tonight I'm going to get to, and I'm really excited about that. These are a seasoned agent's numbers working high intent leads. When I say high intent leads, I mean it is that they are the first attempt to contact this person since their request. This is not our best agent in Symmetry. This is a seasoned agent. 300 dials, they're going to talk to 60 people. 60 people, they're going to set 20 appointments. 20 appointments set, they're going to run 10 of them. 10 appointments set, they're going to submit 5 applications. 5 applications submitted, 4 policies issued. It's going to pay, if this is a new agent, it's going to pay him about $3,000. Sounds like a great week to me. Maybe it's a half a week for you. Seasoned agents numbers. I just want you to understand what to expect. Let's talk about help. You need help? LarsonLifeGroup.com/help. It's right there for you. It's got everything you need. In fact, I'm going to pull it up here so you can see it. LarsonLifeGroup.com/help. I'll come back to it in a second. Just bookmark that page. GroupMe. You should be in the SFG first 90 days GroupMe. There's a lot of noise in the different GroupMes. This one is designed just for new people, just to communicate with new people. And then in HQ, over on the left-hand side, support. Tons of FAQs. You can submit support tickets there. It's right there for you. Now I'm going to stop this share, and I want to share my help screen. This is LarsonLifeGroup.com/help. Whether you need help with the phone, dialing scripts objections, click on that. It's going to bring you to an entire page with phone training. All the phone training you want, scripts. You need help with leads? It's right there. You need help finding the right policy because you did what as a new agent? What's your one job as a new agent? Looking at the comments. Your one job. This is your quiz. This is it. This is your quiz. I told you. Set appointments. Janice, you got it. Noah, you got it. And then once you set the appointment, what do you have to do? You got to find the right policy for that appointment. Come to the help page. We'll show you exactly how to do that. Click on this. It's going to give you a product overview. It's here's how to find the best policy. Here's Kelly Bush showing you how to find the best policy. We got a weekly skills and underwriting training. Anything you need. How about actually running the appointment? You set that appointment. You found the right policy. Now what? Go run the appointment. We got all the training, all the live examples. Oh, what if you need help managing your schedule? Because, oh, golly day, you are just busier than you thought. Great, we got help there. How about you're riding this fence of maybe profitability, but you want to get good at this, like actually good. Great, click on it. We've got all the help you need. What if you need help with resets, advanced markets? You've got people that are looking for IULs, annuities, retirement supplements. Maybe they don't need life insurance, but they have expendable cash. Here's how to just refer it and make money. You don't even have to do the work. How about you need help just not quitting? Because this ain't easy. We got you. Maybe you need book recommendations because you got stuff to learn. Click on book recommendations. Whether you need help with the sales skill set, whether you need help mastering the mundane, whether you need help with your mindset, you need help going all in, learning leadership, you just click that. I've got my Amazon list put together. You can just find the book. It's right there, guys. Everything you need. And if it's not there, you can have a specific question. Click there and ask it. That's going to go to myself and my admin directly. All the help you need is right here. We want you to win. We're in your corner. You're never going to find a more supportive environment than you are here. You're going to have every single resource to win. You're going to have people that believe in you and want that for you. All right. I'm going to stop my recording.